Writing is a way to share and communicate. We're talking about how it allows us to put our thoughts into a form that can be understood by others. For example, you might write, "My dream house has a big blue door and a giant tree in the front yard where I can climb and have fun." This way, even without a teacher, your friend, your classmates, even your teacher can imagine what your dream house looks like. How to teach writing. First, providing students with regular opportunities to write. It means creating an environment where they can practice and improve their writing skills frequently. Example, a journal entries where students write about their day, feelings, or thoughts. This is not only helps them get better at writing, but also allows them to express themselves and reflect on their experiences. Next, giving students feedback on their writing. Feedback is very important because it helps the students to identify their strengths and weaknesses and to improve their writing skills. Teaching students about the types of writing. Narrative, descriptive, expository, and persuasive are the types of writing. So when teaching these types, it is crucial to provide students with plenty of examples and opportunities to practice, and exposing them to a variety of writing styles. We can help them develop versatile and writing skills. Exposing students to good writing. It is an essential part of teaching them how to write well. It encourages the students to read a variety of texts both inside and outside of the classroom. These include newspapers, poetry, and more. The more they read, the more they'll expose to different styles, tones, and structures of good writing. And because we are in elementary level, an example for that is picture books. Picture books usually have simple, well-structured sentences, plus the illustration can help the students understand the story better. Another example is read aloud. Choose books that are appropriate for their age and read aloud to them. This helps the students to understand the flow of sentences, the use of punctuation, and structure of the story. Techniques in writing. First is voice. It means that encouraging the students to develop their tone, personality, and style to find their unique voice as a writer. This makes the writing more enjoyable and more engaging. Next is ideas. When we say ideas, we're referring to the thoughts, messages, or information that the writer wants to convey or share with their readers, and it's all about how you structure and format your writing to make it easier to understand. Next is presentation. So presentation helps the students to understand their writing, that it isn't just about what you say but also how you say it. Like neatness, ang organization, and grammars sa imuhang writing. Next is convention. when we say convention, it deals with the grammar, punctuation, and spelling. It's about the it's about free from errors and follows the rules of language.
The next trait is the organization. Organization, this trait focuses on the structures of the writing, includes how well it flows from one idea to the next, and the use of transitions, and the overall coherence. So, ang organization, mao ni siya ang introduction, body, and conclusion, which is the step-by-step organization so that the message of the context will be more understandable. Next, word choice. Word choice involves selecting the most appropriate and effective words to convey the writer's message, considering the tone, audience, and purpose. So, choosing a word is very essential in writing. Next is the sentence fluency. Sentence fluency relates to the rhythm and flow of the sentences in the writing. It's about using a variety of sentence structures and lengths to create a smooth reading experience. So, these traits help writers and educators analyze and improve the quality of written work by focusing on specific aspects of writing. The writing process includes these steps. First is the pre-writing. This stage involves brainstorming ideas, gathering information, and planning the structure of the piece. This is where the time you will research and collecting plan or ideas. Now, if you already choose your ideas, the next steps is drafting. This stage involves putting the ideas into words and writing a rough draft of the piece. Or you should write and focus on ideas that you choose. Next is revising. This stage involves reviewing the draft and making changes to improve the clarity, the organization, and the style of the piece. Through this, we need to improve clarity and coherence. After revising, the next step is editing. Editing is a stage that involves checking the piece for grammar, punctuation, and spelling errors. So, we need to correct errors and ensure the style before we publish the writings. Next is a proofreading. We should review the mistakes and the quality of our context. Then lastly is the publishing. This stage involves sharing the piece with others, preparing for the final version. And that's all for the step about writing. There are different types of writing: the narrative writing, descriptive writing, persuasive writing, expository writing, and the creative writing. So let's tackle about the narrative writing. Narrative writing is a type of writing tells a story, often with a plot, characters, and setting. For example, writing includes novel, short story, and memoirs. The second one is the descriptive writing. This type of writing paints a picture with words, using vivid language to describe people, places, things, and events. For example, writing includes poetry, travel writing, and essays. And the third one is the persuasive writing. This type of writing aims to convince the reader to take a particular action or to agree with a particular point of view. For example, of persuasive writing includes advertisement, editorials, and speeches. Another example is the last election. During their campaign period, all candidates really used the persuasive writing to convince the people in the barangay or in their cities. Next is the expository writing. This type of writing explains or informs the reader about a particular topic. Example of expository writing include textbooks, news articles, and research paper. Lastly, we have creative writing. Creative writing is a form of writing that utilizes imagination and creativity to express idea and emotion. The example of that is a novel, short stories, and poems, which is the writers really use their imagination to create a masterpiece in creative way.